So what exactly are they? As their name would suggest, the Watchers were tasked with watching over humanity and the earth. They saw and heard everything. They were the messengers and middle ground between the earth and heaven. Everything that happened on earth was seen and ordained by the Watchers on behalf of God. Given that description, it's not unreasonable to say the Watchers must have been angels, but they aren't described amongst God's most trusted angels. Enoch himself does refer to them as angels and states that there were 200 Watchers, with only their leaders being named. So it's fair to say the Watchers may have been lesser angels or some kind of holy being unknown to humanity. The conflict in this story begins when the Watchers abandoned their duties. They watched over the children of men for years as they multiplied and became obsessed with the beauty of their daughters. Eventually they decided it was time to descend upon the earth and take mortal wives to bear their children. The leader of the Watchers, Samyaza, feared not all would agree with this idea, and the punishment for such a sin would fall solely on him. The 10 chiefs of the Watchers all took an oath that meant they couldn't abandon this plan. The oath also bound them to one another, meaning any punishment would fall upon all of them. And so they abandoned their post and descended upon the earth, taking mortal wives. The chief Watchers shared knowledge and secrets which were forbidden, teaching humanity all sorts of enchantments and charms. The children from this union between Watcher and human were known as nephalem, giants who were over 4,000 feet tall. The nephalem were savage beings who man could not control. Eventually the giants turned on them, roaming the land, pillaging and destroying everything in their path. A Watcher known as Azazel taught humans how to make weapons and armor, and with this discovery came untold bloodshed amongst humanity. Enoch also describes the teaching of beautifying eyelids and costly stones. To me and you, that just means the Watchers showed women what makeup and jewelry was, and as a result they were more attractive to men. Long story short, the Watchers came to Earth and had some crazy giant children, shared some divine secrets, and encouraged behavior that was previously seen as taboo. The archangels Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel observe this lawless and unrighteous behavior taking place and decide they must act. They turn to God, who tells them he is aware of the situation and he has a plan. This plan just happens to be the end of days. The only way to ensure the Nephilim do not continue to breed and destroy humanity is to destroy everything and start again. Each one of the archangels is given a task of paramount importance. Uriel is sent to make sure Noah is aware of this plan so he can prepare and survive, as the task of repopulating the earth will fall upon him. Raphael is sent to punish Azazel, to bind him and cast him into darkness. To be specific, he is asked to make an opening in the desert and throw Azazel in there, cover him in jagged rock so he may never see the light again until the end of days, when he is to be thrown into the fire, which will heal the earth of all the sin and corruption Azazel caused with the secrets he chose to share. Gabriel is given the task of destroying the children of the Watchers, as well as the children of men born from sin. He does so by inciting a great battle between the two. Lastly, Michael is told to bind the leader of the Watchers, Samyaza, along with all the other Watchers who defiled themselves in unions with mortals. They were to be bound in the valleys of the earth for 70 generations until the day of judgment.